There's a man that's wearing like a mustard colored shirt, and Lucas and Millie thinks that it's our last thing ever after church. But I don't think it is. Because a few people have purchased our shirts, but I don't know. Yeah.
With it, in other numbers of letters.
Okay. But anyway, I wanted to share why we're homeschooling, just so we can have like an updated video on our channel for anyone who's new to our channel. I'm just gonna give you guys a little rundown as to why we're homeschooling. What are you doing? Guys, you almost dropped my bag stuff on the floor. Put it in the back. So we started homeschooling because of C19. Obviously, everyone's kids were out of school. So, you know, we had the tablets and the computers, and I just basically had to teach Lucas everything every day after school. And then Millie started pre-K, so being virtual wasn't really teaching her how to read and write. So obviously, like, that happened with me at home. Also, we were reading before she was even gonna start pre-K, so she kind of knew like sight words. And I just think that C19 gave me more confidence in doing it and knowing it was helpful to them. So math was a struggle for him via the computer, and his teachers, like, they took the time out to help him in first grade. He still needed that extra help, so I had to like step in. Millie, don't step in the mud, please. Millie, you have to pay attention where you're going. I cannot. You're done?
Then I'm just gonna run around.
Okay, please don't go in the mud.
I'm not gonna go in the mud. I hope you're miles away. She still doesn't listen.
She was walking and reading, which kind of like, okay, fine, but still, pay attention to where you're going, girl. Right? Hello?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nash, can you play with that way so it doesn't go in the mud? It's like you say something not to do, and it's like they go and they do it, which I don't understand. So I got the confidence to teach them on my own because I felt like C19 gave me the practice. And because I saw results from me, you know, putting in that extra work with them, I felt like once January 2022 hit and Jeffrey was like, I don't think they should go back, I agreed. I didn't feel nervous about it because I already kind of knew what to do, like the documentations, because when Lucas was about to start pre-K and we didn't have a school that we felt comfortable sending him to at first. I think so, yes. I had already applied to homeschool him, and then last minute we decided not to do it, right? Also, at that time I wasn't confident in doing it, but now, you know, fast forward to January 2022, I felt very confident and I felt like I could do it. And so for 3 months we did it in New York, and then the rest of the year of that 2022 year, we ended in Georgia. We started a new school year, a full school year, where everything was in my hands in terms of curriculum and everything. And like, I didn't feel nervous about it. I just felt more like I need to do more. But I kind of overworked myself a little bit, which is what I'm kind of learning now, which I can also talk about in another video of like how I'm compensating for not feeling overwhelmed. You need help?
Yeah.
What do you need help with? Leave your bag up here. I have a whole year under my belt, a year and a half under my belt of homeschooling. I just feel like it's so beneficial for them in terms of I can give them more time with certain subjects. If one of them is struggling, for example, for Lucas, he seems more confident in his schoolwork. He's a very hesitant child with anything. He just feels like, Do I know what I'm talking about? Should I say, So building that confidence in him, I've seen progress, especially in math. And I feel like he wouldn't have had that if he was in school, because a teacher is literally stretching themselves thin with like 30 plus students. With the experience that we've had with him in school and seeing him now, it's a complete 180. It also has given him time to like get frustrated, take the time he needs, and then get to the schoolwork. Whereas if he was in school, he wouldn't be able to do that, right? For Millie, like, she's really good. She can be independent and she can be with me. I don't feel like I need to hold her back with certain subjects. So let's say if she was in first grade and she already excelled at that, I should give her second grade work, right? Whereas in school, they probably wouldn't do that, or maybe they would have skipped her, right? Her being in second grade, I feel like I pump up more work for her so she can not feel bored, and so she's challenged, because look what she's doing right now. She's reading a kiddie book.
So?
And that's not a bad thing, because this girl literally reads chapter books. But Nash found this book, these Barbie books, in the section that we were in at the library. And so he pulled all the Barbie books for her. But I was like, that's not a challenge for you. But she just wants to read it because it's Barbie. So we just borrowed a whole bunch of Barbie books.
And if a My Little Pony that I'm bringing.
Okay. Even though I challenge her, I still allow her to go back to whatever it is that interests her, indulge in those. So like, these books are for fun, whereas for school, I'll give her something a little bit more complicated, because she's a fast reader. She understands it. Her comprehension is really good. And so I'm not going to limit her. And I think that flexibility of being a homeschool kid, it pays off. So with homeschooling, some days are longer and some days are shorter. That can be a pro and a con.
Mommy,
but
I'll see black bug.
Where is it?
It was a roach.
It was a roach?
I'm just kidding.
It was a beetle?
Yeah, it was small. Yeah, it looked like in the hole.
Oh, wow.
When I dig it, I see.
Do not dig.
We
You're
were
not digging dirt.
We're not dirty. We were just digging. I was just doing this.
All right, cool.
The mermaid tail.
So today was actually a shorter day. We did start later in the day. It was a longer day in that sense. And I did, have moments with each kid. And we did reading, writing, math, and science today. Yeah, so some days are longer than others. And I feel like that's the beauty of homeschooling. Like, depending on the day, if you need more time, you can take that time. If you need less time, do less time. I don't want to see it. Leave it. Don't bother it. Are you picking it up? Leave it. Oh, these kids and worms. Yeah, so some days are longer or shorter depending on how each kid, feels, because every day is different. Like, some days, they might be frustrated and it may take them longer to do it, or maybe they're not understanding something, so it will take a little bit longer. So I feel like that's the beauty of homeschooling, the flexibility to take as much time as needed or less time as needed. The number one perk for me as of now is that we can homeschool anywhere. So we can homeschool in the park.
A worm that was covered in dust.
The perk is that we can homeschool anywhere. I feel like that's such a great perk, because we can literally homeschool at the park, the library, in the car. You guys seen us homeschool a lot in the car, especially when we lived in Georgia. We had to go grocery shopping and all that stuff. So instead of just wasting those hours in the car, they can read, they can do math, they can do whatever. They can read a science book. So that's a beauty, that's a perk of it. And obviously, if we were traveling, if we were travelers, we could travel and homeschool and not feel restricted to one space. So that's such a perk, even for them, because they love the days that we can picnic outside and do homeschool. I am the first person and also for Jeffrey and our family to homeschool our kids. Like, we have no examples, no one to look up to about homeschooling. However, like, the fact that we met a few people when we were in Georgia, kind of hearing their stories, it all kind of sounds the same, right? Like, people bring up the socializing aspect of it, and that should not limit you to feel like your kids are going to be antisocial. Our kids are not antisocial. That's number one. I'm an introvert, and I always have to be like, oh, like, why are y'all bringing people to me, you know? But I literally like put myself out there to like be more extroverty and to be able to like meet people, because my kids are always making friends and I gotta make friends with their parents. So it just goes to show you, like, our kids, they communicate with everyone. We go to the grocery store, they're communicating with people. They talk to the cashiers. What?
Okay. Mermaid magic comes out and shows then.
Oh, so she has
Yeah.
no tail. Can you stop? All right, so they're just gonna keep interrupting me, so I need to finish this video because I can't. Okay. Can you stop? They love making friends. They love meeting people. They love talking to people. So I don't feel like that's an issue for us. And it doesn't have to be an issue if you want to homeschool, because you don't have to just have your kids socialize with kids in their grade. And one of the things that I was worried about was college, right? Like, if they decide to go to college and when they're older, how does that work? And so when we were in Georgia, we did meet a few teenagers who were homeschooled, and then, you know, we heard their story about how they got into college. And like, you're not limited to just homeschooling and then that's it, then you're done with school for the rest of your life. You can do all the things that a public school student, an accredited high school, does for kids to go into college. You can do it as a homeschooler. Like, we've met kids who got into Morehouse and to Spelman, and then recently we met someone going to college in Delaware, and I was like, oh wow, that is so cool. Just hearing those stories, I feel like they were confirmation for me to not be nervous about college. And even with sports, like, depending on the state, you can sign up for your zone school sports team. So you don't have to feel like, oh, like, my kids can't play varsity sports. Like, you can still do all those things. You're still able to try out to those for those teams. If your kid is good at a certain sports, there's also, you know, places that you can probably sign them up for and pay for them to be part of the team, or try out for the team and then they're part of it. So I don't feel like those things should limit you. You can always sign up for like art classes or music classes. There's so many things with the internet, like, you can do like OutSchool. OutSchool has singing classes and music classes. Also, I'm pretty sure, like, if wherever you live locally, you can always sign up to different programs to do whatever elective that your child wants to do. So I don't think these things should limit you, because it's not limiting us. So there's probably so much more that I could have inserted into this video. If there's anything that I missed and I feel like I should add to another video, I'll add it in. Let me know in the comment section below. Just tell me if you guys are planning to homeschool. Are you interested in homeschooling, or do you just want to know more? Maybe for a friend who is thinking about homeschooling, maybe you can send them this video. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I will keep you guys updated on all homeschool info details. So we will see you in the next one. Feel the love.
Feel the love.